Good morning, team. Thank you for jumping on today. I appreciate you. Episode number 250, Plan, Sprint, and Celebrate. And on this 250th episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, I will discuss the importance of breaking your goals down into bite-sized, shorter-term bursts of action to meet your personal and professional goals. Using this evolved concept I'll discuss today, inspired by the books, The 12-Week Year, and Traction, the idea of creating a 3-year strategic vision and chunking it down into 12 quarters, and then further chunking it down into 12 weeks per quarter, you can stack goal attainment victories way faster than you ever thought possible. And today, I'll take you through the process of how I discovered it, how I use it, and how I teach it. But before I jump further into today's call, I want to remind you of my professional purpose, and that is to help you, the full service, full fee advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy advisors sell more real estate. And I do that by teaching you how to how to handle the challenges and opportunities that you face every single day. And I know that if you can effectively manage those situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you will become more productive and live a life that is the best version of you. And my ask is that you listen today as if you are here in my office on a one-on-one coaching session, or on the phone on a one-on-one coaching call. That's how I write these. I write these to an individual avatar, and my goal is to really connect with you on a one-on-one basis. First, I want to take you back into the archives to May 21st, 2018. And on that Monday Morning Pep Talk, I rolled out a new concept called Plan, Sprint, and Celebrate. Now, keep in mind, at that time, I had not yet read the 12-Week Year or Traction. And on that Monday Morning Pep Talk, I challenged everyone to start changing their mindset around how they got specific projects completed. Now, I want to read just a few paragraphs from that transcript from that Monday Morning Pep Talk. Okay, and this is how I went about it. I said, okay, here's your summer 2018 game plan. Do an audit on your business and life. Take the next 2 weeks, grab 2 hours, look at your business, and this would be on that Memorial Day weekend. I want you to look at what worked, what didn't work, what have you learned, what areas do you need to personally improve at? Are you on track to hit your goals that you made for yourself earlier in the year? Now, Memorial Day weekend is a perfect time to sneak away, find those 2 hours, and journal what you need to focus on immediately. Now, number 2, I want you to pick one major project and 2 smaller projects and commit to implementation prior to July 1st. This is the planning portion of your game plan. First, decide what these projects will be and plan them out. Now I want you to time block 3 to 5 hours a week to work on these projects. Line up all of your resources you will need to execute your plan. Now, third, I want you to commit to your plan and execute. Put all of your energy behind getting those projects done by July 1st. This is the sprint portion of your summer 2018 game plan. So I just want you to do it. I want you to create momentum. And once you get that ball rolling, good stuff starts to happen. Number 4, finalize your plan and celebrate your success over the 4th of July holiday, okay? Now I want you to repeat. This is number 5. You do this process and you put it on repeat. Do the same plan, sprint, and celebrate process with larger projects in July and August, culminating with the celebration over Labor Day weekend. So basically what I was doing there is looking at the dates of between holidays instead of quarters. Now I went on to say, by doing this, you will create major momentum as we go into the fall months, where we really need to focus on your 2019 business plan. It is very easy to want to take your foot off the gas during the slower months, but let me tell you, the real money is made between June and December. The difference between a good year and a great year will depend on how you executed the last half of the year prior, okay? Now, listen, I'm not saying you need to go full go all the time. I've just learned that you have to do everything you can to create and keep momentum throughout the year. All right, so that plan, sprint, and celebrate concept that I created during that period of time, it worked for me, prior to 2018, and it works for me today. The idea of putting significant focus and energy behind specific projects is a foolproof way to get things done and get them done quickly. It wasn't until 2021 when I broke out another version of the plan, sprint, and celebrate, kind of similar topics that I did back in 2018. And I did that for the summer planning season. And when I went into those calls, I have a friend from Lake Sotheby's International Realty, Joe Kirk. He texted me and he suggested that I read The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. Now, again, that was published back in 2013. I had never heard of it, but he said that he thought that the plan, sprint, and celebrate was very similar to what they talk about in The 12-Week Year. Now, I bought it immediately, started reading it, and every page confirmed and validated that the plan, sprint, and celebrate process works. And I'm here to tell you on this Monday morning pep talk of, it's the last Monday of Q3 2024, giving you the quote unquote fly light version of this concept constructed over a decade. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm going in and finding my best hits or the greatest hits from those 10 years. That's what fly light is all about. It has proven to me, okay, this concept, the plan, sprint, and celebrate, has helped me with intense goal setting and strategic vision manifestation, okay? It's getting into those, chunking down what you need to get done little by little and knocking it out, okay? So let's fast forward from 2019 to today. And, we're on the last day of Q3 2024, and it is time to be full on in 2025 business planning, okay? And, what I have done here as we start to focus on 2025, you will find in the email that should be coming out here shortly, the 2025 business planning guide. It's a simple PDF on how you can rate yourself on where you're at. It's attached as a PDF. And if you don't get my email, you can go to askjimmiller.com and it will be there. So what I'm going to ask you to do in the 2025 version of this plan, sprint, and celebrate is take this guide and rate yourself stuck, in process, proficient, or 30,000 feet in each area of your life and business under each foundational section, okay? Each foundational section, which are vision, clarity, and standards, habits, routines, and rituals, CRM and relationship management, standard operating procedures, and marketing and lead generation. Those are the 5 areas of the business that you need to put a lot of focus on if you want to build a business that is enjoyable and predictable, okay? Now, I would say at a minimum, you want to schedule a half day in airplane mode, okay, to focus on this plan. This planning process is so important. Try to schedule it in when you can realistically put yourself on airplane mode, meaning true focus. Number 3, I want you to identify the areas that require attention and specific action plans to improve your rating. So if you were stuck in an area and you need to get in process, you need to go through and, identify what those are. I think that once you rate yourself, you're able to do this brain dump, right? This process of going through and saying, these are all the projects I need to work on in between Q4 of 2024 and through 2025 to improve my ratings, okay? Improve the quality of my business. Number 4, I want you to take the lowest hanging fruit, okay? When you go through that list of things that need to get done, look at the most important projects that you just went through, right? You just created this brain dump, and we need you to go through and pick the ones that are the most important. I need you to prioritize them into the next quarter. Now, limit the amount of projects that you need to take on each quarter based on your capacity, okay? Pro tip. In Q4 of every year, your focus should always be on CRM and relationship management. You want to go back into the following year with all of your clients, making sure they're in a good place heading into the next year. Now, if you haven't read or listened to episode 249 from last week, it's called You Cannot Automate Thoughtfulness, where I went through the final 10 or the next 10 process of always having 10 clients that are the next up. Okay, you need a CRM or a spreadsheet to be able to do that effectively, and I take you through that process. But that was last week's call. Go back and listen to that, and that'll give you everything you need to know about the CRM and relationship management strategy that I highly recommend. Number 6, repeat this process each quarter throughout the year, planning your specific projects, sprinting towards completing those projects. And then on the last week of the quarter, celebrate your success, and then just plan out the next quarter. This is kind of a rinse and repeat. You do it, you do it once, you get good at it, just keep doing it. We know it works, it's proven. So when it comes to business planning, why do it any other way? Okay. Number 7, pro tip, is part of your weekly planning meeting, identify one major to-do each week to get you to a major step closer to completing the project or projects you stated that were your goal for that quarter, okay? One of my calls coming up is going to be about the weekly planning meeting that you have with yourself each week. It is becoming more and more important as we are going to add things to your agenda for that meeting with yourself each week. One of them is identifying, like I just mentioned, your top thing for the week, and then your next 10. Those are 2 incredibly important things that need to be identified at some point before the week starts. All of these things that we do should be attached to a strategic 3-year vision, okay? That topic requires, when we talk about visioneering and a strategic 3-year vision, requires an entire Monday Morning Pep Talk dedicated to that topic. I will do that in the coming weeks. So don't worry, I'll speak clearly directly on that topic by the end of October. Okay, so as we move through this Flylight series of Monday Morning Pep Talks that go deep into the archives of the best content from my 10 years of writing and producing these calls, it is only fitting that episode number 250 is on the topic of plan, sprint, and celebrate. I have had my most productive years when I execute on this very simple strategy. 2025 for me will be the 3rd year of a 3-year vision cycle, and it is so motivating wrapping up 2024, reviewing that progress that's been made in the last, let's call it 7 quarters. And it has me really motivated going into 2025, knowing that I'm going to be able to put the finishing touches on that 3-year strategic vision. When I wrote them down in the fall of 2022, what I hope to accomplish in 23, 24, and 25, I thought what I wrote down was a real stretch, team. I really did. And I was like, how am I going to get all of this done? And the way I got it done was chunked it down into quarters and into weeks. And I just knocked those things out every week. And then all of a sudden you're stacking victories over the long haul, team. It works, okay? And I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you trust me? If you do, then you need to believe me and work on this and believe it before you see the results for yourself. You have to almost go through one of these visioneering cycles and look back and say, wow, how did I get all of that done? And then once you do that, you become addicted, okay? You become addicted to the process. And that's where we want you, okay? So team, I want to thank you for jumping on today. And if you're not getting my emails, just simply email me at jim@askjimmiller.com to get on the list. Each weekly email will have hyperlinks within the body of the transcript that will take you further into the archives on past content that I've done. Again, it's just there. My goal is to impact as many people as I can. One of the ways that I do that is through this Monday Morning Pep Talk, which turns into a podcast. I want as many people to win as I possibly can. And I'm grateful that you guys jumped on today. And I will talk to you next week. Thank you, team.